All right, let's go ahead and talk through our emergency medical forms. There are a couple forms that need to be filled out. Some are mandatory, some are just as needed. So let's walk through those. The first is our emergency medical authorization. Every single student has to have their emergency medical form filled out. This is going to be filled out in final forms, which is the same place you do the emergency medical form for school each year. So if you're unsure how to access that, if you go to Springfield local school district and you click on students and parents, the link for final forms will be right here in the middle. If you click on final forms, it'll take you there. You'll be able to log in and update your child's emergency medical forms and information. There it'll have the information for their primary care physician, your insurance information, if something would happen, who we contact, so we know exactly how to handle it if your student is for some reason injured or needs medical attention while we are at band camp. After that, the next one that is filled out and turned in is only if it is needed. If your child is on a prescription medication, even if it is a inhaler, or if your child is on birth control or has a bee sting kit, there are certain medications that we allow the students to keep with them, like the inhalers and bee sting kits, but all the medicine has to be given to our band camp nurse at luggage drop-in. And this form, the authorization for medication, has to be filled out and returned with the doctor's signature. So the doctor has to fill out this bottom portion. You can fill out the top. This form is only needed if you are on a prescription medication. If it's over the counter, you do not need this form. This form is only for students who will be taking medication with them to band camp. On the other hand, we have our over-the-counter and Tylenol and Advil medication form. Some of the older packets have two separate forms for this. Right now, we have it condensed into one form, so it might be one form for Tylenol and the other for over-the-counter. You might see it like this. So we ask that students do not bring any Tylenol or Advil to band camp. Our band camp nurse will have giant tubs of it, essentially, because we go through quite a bit of Tylenol and Advil at band camp. Boosters will provide it. We just need you to authorize whether your child is allowed to take Tylenol or Advil and how much of a dose it should be. Additionally, if your child takes any other over-the-counter medications, these would be need to be turned into the band camp nurse at luggage drop-off in its original container. So if your child is on, say, Zyrtec or any other over-the-counter medication, I can't think off the top of my head, but allergies probably the most common. It just needs to be in its original container with the dosage instructions, and parent, guardian, just sign it up here. If your child normally doesn't take Advil or Tylenol, I would still recommend, if you are going to allow them to take that you sign it just as a precaution. If you have no over-the-counter medications and you don't want your child to take Tylenol or Advil at band camp, you do not have to turn in this form. Those are the last two things. So I hope I explained the forms. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to reach out.